Donald Trump was apparently supposed to be interviewed for 60 minutes by Lesley Stahl. He sort of was, but not for 60 minutes. It was for about 45 minutes, apparently. And what was supposed to be just an opportunity from the president of the United States to get his message across in the closing weeks of this election that he is very much trailing in, suddenly has turned into sheer insanity. So let's walk through the drums together. We have this tweet from Caitlin Collins with some behind the scenes information about how it all fell apart. Apparently there was some drama while President Trump was taping his 60 Minutes interview today. He abruptly ended his solo interview after around 45 minutes and did not return for a scheduled walk and talk he was supposed to tape with Pence. He doesn't really want to be seen with Pence, I guess. And Pence didn't do it apparently. So anyway, that was at first, that's what we knew, that he had left. He had walked out of an interview for some reason. Then he does this. He tweets a 5-second video, Lesley Stahl of 60 Minutes not wearing a mask in the White House after interview with me, much more to come. But does there have to be? Does there have to be more to come? You know what could have come? Just an interview between a reporter and a sane person. But apparently that's not one of the things that's gonna be coming. And look, we've got more because there are layers to this, but JR, he has taken what could have been an interview and he's apparently turning it into a feud with Lesley Stahl, which I don't think a lot of people are really invested in him defeating. I don't know, maybe it's popular with red hats for them to bash on Lesley Stahl, I don't know.
The problem here is that not even the problem. The impressive part about this is that Trump has graduated to about the middle school level of deflecting from a bad situation. Usually it's just name calling, look at her face, look at how she sounded, look where she's bleeding from, all that stuff that he's done in the past. At least this time, he's looking to deflect on something else. He's like, well, let me go ahead and try and go after whatever she's done or whatever she looks like or whatever 5-second moment I can catch her in so that no one can talk about how horrible this interview went. Oh, I'm gonna release it early. So anytime this guy pulls out this many stops to change the subject matter of what probably was said, asked and not answered in that interview, speaks volumes as to how much he doesn't want it to actually be seen. Usually it's just a name calling, oh, we'll get over now. And then my friends like how I can bully people around, it'll be fun. Now he's actually really going in hard to make sure no one really sees what happened here. So it must have been really bad.
Yeah, well, but I don't know. I mean, inevitably we're gonna see it. And it turns out there isn't just one way that we might see it. You know, the normal way, they film the interview and then the interview comes out, presumably on 60 Minutes or at least a curtailed version of it. He might actually release it. So let's continue. He tweeted about 16 hours ago, I am pleased to inform you that for the sake of accuracy in reporting, I am considering posting my interview with Lesley Stahl of 60 Minutes prior to airtime. This will be done so that everybody can get a glimpse of what a fake and biased interview is all about. Everyone should compare this terrible electoral intrusion, capitalized, with the recent interviews of sleepy Joe Biden. So he had an issue with the interview. He stormed out of the interview. He then mocked the person doing the interview. And now rather than just letting the interview come out, he's gonna release it preemptively, which I don't think you're supposed to do when you get interviewed. They were apparently recording it for like archival purposes for the White House. Right. So he's gonna release it, but what is he gonna release? Just the interview, presumably. I mean, maybe they'll edit it in some way.
Absolutely.
How is that better? What is going on? Where are we? What year is it? I don't understand. Just sit down and answer the questions, you big moron. Like that's all you have to do. You desperately need this. And I get it. He could just post really fast. He could just post a photo of Lesley Stahl and he could just call her the C word and invite all of his friends to do it. And they would like that. The base would like that. But I don't think the suburban women that he so desperately wants to like him are like, you know what I want? I want him to tear down Savannah Guthrie and then get that B Lesley Stahl. Then I'll support you, Trump. And thanks for saving my neighborhood.
No, honestly, well, you're looking at a strategy approach or a strategic approach to something that maybe you would do even if you're a bad guy. He seems to, and there's been some, I've seen only headlines because I won't read too deep into it, but it seems like since the COVID thing, it's been like more, I don't know, I didn't think it was possible, but more of like a flame-throwing approach to everything he does and says. So you're thinking like he would have a strategy to start tearing down people so that he can move in a certain direction. He's cornering himself by saying, well, I'm gonna release this 45-minute interview. He didn't say in its entirety because he wouldn't, but whatever 60 Minutes releases, it can't possibly be better than you releasing more, because more is what is bad. So I don't see really reason for him to release it. He's just kind of throwing out threats now. But usually your threats would put the pressure on the other person. This threat puts the pressure on you, bro. Well, like people would be like, I don't care if CBS releases it. Fine, release it. What do we have to be afraid of? You don't look bad.
Or did he? Because he apparently doesn't think so. Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.